What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Strumpf, how you doing? So continuing along on my speed run to Massacre mode. Let me check something real quick. There we go. Now, I I misspoke earlier in the playthrough. This one, of course, we're doing a live episode. I wanted to get a bunch of the individual maps done today. I'd like to get all of the Insane campaign done today. I just released that Insane Survival this morning. And one thing I realized is I'm actually going to have to play through Insane and Nightmare campaign. Because if you look, Nightmare, of course, you have to complete the summit on Insane to get through. And Massacre, you have to complete the summit on Nightmare. So I'm going to have to play up to the summit on Insane mode and then on Nightmare mode to be able to get through. What's going on, everybody? Red Draft, welcome. Anyway, so here we are. We just finished that Insane Summit run, or Insane Survival run earlier. And we're just going to continue on along, and I'm going to knock these, 10 maps, I think? Out, and then we'll see what level we're at. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more survival at the end. For those that are watching along with this series after it goes through, I may end up chopping this stream VOD up into individual episodes. That way it's all there. If not, then there will at a minimum be timestamps and chapters below on the VOD after this live stream is over. But anyway, let's go ahead and get things started. We are going to head on into Insane. Lava Mines is up next. I don't really feel like I need to do it on hardcore. I don't think it matters. So I'm just going to leave hardcore turned off, since I'm not really going for any loot. I'm just going for completion. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I am going to do a one rifted map before I get to the summit. One Rifted Act 3 map, and that will give me a fusion paintball gun. But let's go ahead and hop on into the lava mines and get this moving along. Andreas, what's up? What's up? Now, the lava mines... Okay, we do have a crystal up top. Do these lanes open, though? Yeah, these lanes open. So we do have this top side, too. I guess maybe is it Insane mode that this unlocks? Looks like that lane is not open yet. Red 360 with the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, and I just now realized they blocked this off. You used to be able to shortcut through there. Sneaky, sneaky chromies. You just got a nice Monkey King. Very nice, very nice. All right, so what do we want to do? What are we going to have to start off? We're going to have 600. So why don't we just go, we'll go with a wall and just drop, what, 2 roots behind it? I don't know if we're going to have enough for all this. Let's go with another wall, say like right here. And we'll go 2 wisps behind it. Just today, Dakota, I wanted to get through and get some, get a bunch of episodes done, basically. You're at work, watching some live stream, and finally made it to Nightmare and DDA. Very nice. Grats there, Dale. Thank you again there, Red. I do appreciate you. Now, what about here? We don't have any copter ogres. I feel like I'm going to be doing a whole lot of running around on this one. Let's go something like that to get us started. Do we want some auras too? I mean, I don't feel like I need them quite yet. Let's just go ahead and get through the first wave here and see how it goes. I'm not sure yet, Dakota. I think more people will like it if I split it up into episodes. But as a minimum, I'll leave this VOD as a with timestamps in it. So after the stream is over, I'll go back through and put timestamps in of all the maps. But I did debate on chopping it up. So I may actually end up doing that, just downloading the whole thing and chopping it all up. That's actually probably what I should do. But I'm not recording, but YouTube is, so I can always download the VOD after. Yeah, it never hurts to do a poll, right? It should be a complete face roll, because now I'm in insane survival gear. Now, I'm not fully decked, but I've got a pretty good base setup in. All right, so how do we want to do it? We got a ton of DU left. I'm thinking, do I just go with wisps, or do I get, let's do this. Let's throw some buff beams everywhere. I mean, you figure the only real threat is ogres, right? Let's get 3 DU buff beams on all of these wisps everywhere. You prefer longer than 30-minute episodes? Well, I can tell you most people on YouTube don't. It's easier to make longer episodes, to be honest with you, because then you don't have to put in so much editing work trying to shorten everything down. But YouTube as a whole, it seems like people like... Oops, crap. I hit the wrong button. Sorry, Andreas. I ruined your meme by clicking the wrong button. Let me see. Let me see if I can undelete it. It won't let me now. Oh, well. I tried. All right. And then we got 42 left. We got 4 lanes, basically. I mean, I feel like more wisps would be the obvious choice, but at the same note, I kind of want to put some protons in up here. I tell you what I can do. It didn't delete it for you? Huh. Yeah, it's weird. YouTube and its weirdness. I never noticed that they blocked that off. It's awfully sneaky of them, huh? Let's see, what do we do? Do we go with more wisps? I mean, that's kind of a silly question, right? Of course you go with more wisps. But I'd like to leave enough at least for some auras down. I wanted to put protons as well. We will see here. I mean, to be honest with you, this will probably be fine. What does that leave me? That leaves me 10. Well, we can go, at a minimum, some ensnares. So let's go with an ensnare there. We'll put one here, and then we'll have one weak lane. This is a new playthrough, Friar. They're not going to reset progression at this stage. The game has been launched for quite some time, so there definitely won't be any resets. And this is going to leave me 1 DU, which, I mean, you got to use it, right? So I'm thinking maybe just to be safe, we'll do this in case anything catches me off guard right here. I think that will get it. And let's just let it fly here. These campaign maps, once again, they should be super duper easy because I've gone through and done that survival now. So it should be really, really chill to get them done. I thought that this top core was closed and wasn't open until Nightmare, but apparently that's not the case. I mean, are we getting mobs over here, though, is the thing. Yeah, we're getting mobs here. So I guess that answers that question. We got, you know, the wisps are physical damage, of course, so it's just going to annihilate. I do need to get a better sword at some point. Let's just continue to let it fly here. And next up, we got a boss fight already, right? Alchemical Labs. Little Demon Lord action. There's no real reason to ever play Rift mode early. So that would be kind of a pointless playthrough just for entertainment purposes. I mean, I could see doing it on stream sometime just for entertainment, but Rift mode is farm mode, and adding unnecessary farm to an already seriously grindy game is just not really smart play. So I don't really suggest anyone do Rift mode early, just because you don't want to grind. You know, you don't want to grind early game, right? There's an unlimited amount of grind to do late game, like thousands of hours. So there's just no point in adding more grind. And that's what starting Rift mode early would do, is just add grind. I'm going to do one rifted map just to get a weapon. Actually, I'll do two. I'll do one in Nightmare as well. But I'm going to do an Act 3 weapon, or Act 3 map, which guarantees me a fusion paintball gun. And then use that as my main weapon. And then I'll do an Act 3 weapon in Nightmare as well to get a fusion paintball gun. And, you know, then I'll have my weapon squared away. But the last thing you want to do is to be farming armor sets early game when you've, you know, I mean, there's just no point. You know, it would be just purely for entertainment, which is fine. But this series, of course, I'm trying to achieve something. Trying to get this done with the fewest amount of maps as possible, without any cheddar. Obviously, the easy thing to do would be to have Andreas carry me on Insane, or unlock Insane Summit for me. Because I could probably beat it right now, I'm pretty sure, with my survival gear. The question is my wisp range as long as the archer range? That's why I'm trying to get these up top here. Because if not, then the archers will just take pot shots. Buddy Beats, what's going on, man? I'm doing good. Having a little fun, playing a little DDA, you know. Chris, what's up, what's up? It's not random, though. It's still from a specific pool. So you are farming. It's not random, any piece can drop at any map. It's still all set maps, but there's multiple pieces that can drop from each campaign map. So it's 100% still having to farm up a set. So just, like I said, it's if someone wants to extend their grind, that would be the way to do it. But this, you know. I mean, we all know how my RNG is. I could grind 1,000,000 hours in Massacre mode and not get the gear I want, so the last thing I'm trying to do is extend the grind at all. You get a random set if you replay the maps that have those pieces dropping. But if you don't replay the maps and farm, you will never get the set. That's just how it works. There's not that many pieces in the pool. You know? You will never complete a set unless you're just extremely lucky by doing maps one time, ever. On campaign, anyway. What's going on there, Dark Phoenix? Valentine, what's up, what's up? Then it's just RNG, you know? Which, once again, me and RNG are not longtime friends. Yeah, the Arcanist Helm is just to keep. Just survival. Aramir got all that RNG going. How we doing here? Looking fine, actually. Well, I mean, it's the prize of the entire update, really. Evil Addicted, so they're not going to have it drop on the easiest map of the update, you know? It's always, all of the Arcanist pieces will always be the hardest map. as they roll them out. Now, they may end up having, like, the Helms drop on the earlier, like, Act 5 maps. That's possible, I guess. It's just a loot farming strategy, Braden, because the loot all drops in the late waves. So you do wave 23 starts. That way you don't have to go through all of those dead waves with no loot. Like, the best XP is wave 20 starts, but the best for loot is wave 23 starts. We got 2 more left. Looks like a little Gobu over there. And there we go. The lava mines in the bag. Level 47. Actually got a few levels out of that. Now let's go ahead and continue on along. We got Alchemical Labs coming up next. And let's see. We got a range accessory. It's not going to do us any good. Let me just sell this stuff. Defense rate. We'll use that. All right, now what do we want to do here? I mean, I kind of feel like we could do the same thing, but on the same note, do we really need walls back here is the question. We can actually go... We can put 1 buff beam here. Oh, that only leaves me 90. We'll go with a wall there, and we'll put a wisp over here. Dakota, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome. All of the YouTube members, besides getting the fancy schmancy little green text, you also get your name on my outro screen for edited content, which is kind of cool. I just started doing that. Yep, holding S and clicking is the way, Valentine. Hold S and clickety-click. So how much health does the Demon Lord have here on Insane Campaign? Anyone know? Alright, now what else do we want to do? I put the wisps over here. I put that one over here, and I put this one on the pipe. I feel like I can go up here with them, though. Let's go 3 there. We'll go 3 there. Probably like 500k. That probably sounds about right, huh? We'll go 4 here, and then that leaves me... I still got a nice bit of DU left. Oh, I'm out of mana, though. So let's just let it fly here. First fused monkey, 500,000 DPS? Oof. Youch. It's all about that speed, the attack rate, and the number of ups, you know? So if you get one at the 0.33 attack rate with a bunch of ups, then you just want all 3 stats. .4, 315 ups. Yeah, big oof on that one. That's all right, Evil Addicted. There is another one in there. Just go get it. You just gotta go get it. Let's move this one over to here so it's a little bit closer to being symmetrical, even though it's not quite. See, so we got 3 there. we'll put 3 here. And 3 here. And then I think we'll be able to go with let's go with an ensnare and an electric here. We'll go with can we get it in? Oh, I should have put the R's first, huh? We'll go and ensnare an electric there. That leaves me 16. That's actually perfect, huh? Because we can go ensnare electric. And then ensnare electric. And that will work out just fine and dandy. Hopefully. Well, there's nothing speedy about Rifted, pal. As far as the individual maps, yes, but Rift mode is all about farming sets of gear. So I don't suggest people start doing any grinding or repeating maps for any reason whatsoever until they get to Massacre mode. Just because if you got a ton of endgame farm already sitting there waiting for you. So you're just add and grind, you know? To put together an armor set, you are going to have to replay maps. I mean, you could get absurdly lucky and get a piece put together without replaying maps, but that is not very likely. The cat or the giraffe would be the two to use, Dakota. For most cases. I mean, of course, and then if you're like buffing or whatever, then a gemstone might work out better. Or if you're on a boosting hero, like a monk, a warden, or a squire, then a DPS pet might work out for you better. Well, I can tell you, Evil Addicted, I have done that map at least 60 or 70 times, looking specifically for a fused monkey. And I've only found one at 0.33 with all 3 stats. So don't stare at them every time or it's just going to drive you nuts. It'll drive you completely mad. Just do the map, see if you get it. If you don't get it, redo the map. Because you're going to have to do it over and over and over again. To be able to get a good one. You know, it's just how it is. Well, that's really, really low. I'm assuming that's like tooltip DPS or something. You want to look at what it's doing, actual live DPS while buffed. Because you're never going to want to use a Monkey King unless you're on Warden, Squire, or Monk. So throw it on a Warden, Squire, or Monk and buff it. You're at around 400 monkeys farmed. I believe it. Well, I mean, you said that one day you got 1 trillion gold in a day just from monkey farming. I mean, that's a lot of runs, considering you get, what, 1 billion per wave or whatever? That's a ton of runs. Survival. If you're level 86, I would say just go through and clear Massacre campaign. The campaign doesn't, you don't need to be 90 to get through it. 80 million to the Rifted Dummy. That's not bad. That's a good warm-up there, Andreas. Back to the drawing board for you, mister. I mean, my crappy one that I whine about does 90. And that's the one I'm pouting about right now. Airmir's got 100 mil DPS one. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy good. All right, boss time. Or boss wave, anyway. Just go ahead and let it fly. I'm wondering if I put those wisps too close, is the fire going to get me? I'm going to have to see. I don't know how much health he's going to have either. I'm doing, what, 11,000 per projectile with my weapon. It's got 2 projectiles, like 3 times a second or 2 times a second or something. 2.5 times a second. Still pouting about your keep luck? I hear you, man. The keep is, I've gotten some really good accessories there, but past that, I haven't gotten a single piece that's like, oh my god, would you look at this? Besides accessories. I've gotten some really good accessories there. So yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm very curious as to what level I'll be at the end of this. I'm sure I'll be over 60. But I'm wondering how much more I'm going to have to grind to hit level 70 after I do the summit. I'm not going to, since this is strictly just trying to go on as few maps as possible, I'm not going to do any map that doesn't require doing. So I won't be doing Act 4 since it's not required. I won't be doing any of the Encore maps since they aren't required. I'm thinking it's probably going to be around 40 maps from 0 to Massacre. Yeah, the thing is with damaging pets, as far as pets that do damage, you only want a fused pet, and those are only from the Encore maps. As far as like cat or giraffes, they just come. The giraffes come from just wave 25 survival. A cat would come from Alchemical Labs, and then the gemstones come from the summit. Alright, see how we do here against the boss man. Hopefully my wisps don't get destroyed. I feel like I built them a little too far in. Oh, he's got really low health. Oh shit. And I was worried. I was expecting him to have a couple of million health. I was not expecting that. Alright, well let's see what kind of gun drops, just in case. Where's my Huntress? Huntress is on F3. We got us a poo-poo plagued disintegrator. We will pass on that. We did get a nice brooch, though. We'll take that brooch. No doubt. We got a nice shield for some dude that doesn't get played. Let's move right along. It's the highest for a cat now. Off to T Valley. Here we go. It's highest for a cat now. Older cats will go higher than that, but the current cats will not. I think this one we can just do some spawn camping. We don't have very much cash money. We don't have much mana to start this one. Well, that leaves me 140. That should be enough. Because I only need 2 more, right? Let's put one right here. And then we'll go like right here. I'll put points in here once we get to level 50. It always feels better when you have lots of points to put in, you know? Just because the ogres will. It's all about the ogres. The wisps won't kill the ogres before they're at the wall unless I'm right there. This map used to not have ogres on it. I'm pretty sure it has them now, but I'm not positive. You're here to file a complaint. You can't file a complaint, New Dream. I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. Bump it up to 3. See how much that's going to leave me. I'm going to have to do the strong side, weak side thing here, I think. Well, the stream will be here later, New Dream. Part 6 is there. Go watch Part 6, and then you can watch the stream later. It's 2 in the morning. Good gosh, go to bed. Watch Part 6 and go to bed, man. The live stream VOD isn't going anywhere. It'll be here tomorrow. All right, so we got 20 left. What do we want to do with 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 15. I mean, I probably could just go with buff beams and reflects, right? How boring. But I think that will get the job done. Let's see here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be starting up on the Nintendo Switch. That's another reason why I wanted to get some more of this series recorded, because I'm going to be starting on the Switch tomorrow. And we all know that's going to be a travesty. Me trying to use a controller. Alright, so all our DU is spent now. Let's just get it. Twinkie! What's up, Twinkie? How you doing, man? I gotta be honest, I think on the Switch I'm gonna EV DPS the whole time. Well, thank you so much, Dakota. I do appreciate it a ton. You won't eat out tomorrow. Uh-oh. I do appreciate it. That works too, there, New Dream. That works too. Oh, this is... I can give you a preview what tomorrow will look like, Andreas. We'll say that this column right here is the ogre, right? It's going to be... Oh, I can't get him. I can't get him. I can't get him. Oh, I got a foot shot. Oh, I can't get him. I can't get him. That's a preview of what DPS will look like tomorrow on the Switch with me using a controller. I actually will probably turn on aim assist, for God's sakes. I'm that bad. I am literally that bad with a controller that I'll use aim assist. It's going to be bad. The real fun will be watching me try to place towers. Because there is no aim assist for that. Learn how to Squire Warden DPS on the Switch? Ah, I'll pass. I will pass. The Switch will be sketch. It will be sketch. I'm hoping the game's running good and everything. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow. You can look on Steam and see what it is. Baby Steps is losing... Did you do the die during the tutorial? I think that's what Baby Steps is. So you got to go into the tutorial. So do Deeper Well on easy and purposefully die. And that's how you get it. I'm wondering how far I can make it on the Switch. It's going to be early. I'm going to have to... I'll be doing a super early stream tomorrow for the Switch update. I might actually try to go find myself a real controller. Because right now I'm using those little Joy-Con thingies with the little adapter that holds them together. 4-man carry and keep on Switch tomorrow? I'm highly doubting that. I'm thinking maybe if I'm lucky, I could perhaps make it to into Nightmare mode tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. Remember, it's a complete fresh start. I'll be playing it docked. Using a controller. I don't have one, though. I don't even know if, like, those... They've got, like, a Nintendo Switch Pro controller or whatever the hell it's called. I'm not sure if any of the local stores carry them, but I might try to look for one tonight. I think that will feel a lot more like a normal, or it'll feel a lot more like an Xbox controller, because the only controller I'm even remotely used to is an Xbox controller. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game, Mark. Got lots of content, got more on the way, and well worth. Do a 4-man carry on easy difficulty. Well, that wouldn't be as fun, Aramir. What do we get? We got another accessory. Courageous Visage. And off we go to Aramir's favorite map, the Tornado Highlands. I've been earning XP properly. You see I'm level 48 now. Let's see. Is any of this going to be usable? I mean, I don't think any of it's going to be any good. I think I'm just going to sell it. I guess I should have saved... Or this is the one from the Demon Lord. Here, I'll just equip that right here. There we go. Alright. What do we got? We got 350. Why do they only give you 350 on this map? For God's sakes, Chromies. What the hell? Go 2 wisps here. I feel like I should move this back. Because the bridge is such a good choke point when you don't have much range. And then I can throw R's there later on. Let's see, that leaves me 160. We'll go like, let's go like right here with it. Oh, if Wisps were only half as good end game or early game as they are end game, they're still really good, don't get me wrong, but proton beams are way better right out of the gates. The Wisps, as soon as you start getting a little stat, the Wisps start earning their keep a little more. So we're starting this one just one little tick into level 48. Let's see if we get another level out of this map. Wisps make protons look bad early? That's absolutely absurdly ridiculous. It's untrue, 100%. Protons are crazy, crazy good early. In fact, they're way stronger than Wisps right out of the gate. Way, way stronger. Wisps, their range is way bad early. It's so... in their attack speed. Their range and their attack speed is so low that they're borderline unusable for the first map. I wouldn't count on it, Aramir. I wouldn't count on that at all. Traps just need to be fixed, you know? They're wonked. They're full-on wonked. Wisps are really strong, don't get me wrong, but their range is a real problem early on. Very, very large problem early on. Let's see. Well, we're gonna need more juice, so let's just get the wave rolling here. Needs more juice. Oh, you meant for Aramir? Yeah, I mean, I just think that the traps are screwed. They need a hard look, you know? I mean, it's not, there's no way that that's purposeful, that they intentionally made traps so that they are impossible to get to the speed cap on. It's something was overlooked. Either that, or we made Chromatic absolutely hate traps during Insane and Nightmare when we were spawn camping everything with traps. That's possible too. If we made them hate traps so much that they full-on threw them right into the dirt, that's quite realistic. All right, we're going to have plenty of DU on this one. Get our buff beams down and see what else we can do. It doesn't, though, because you can't upgrade them very far. The more, you know, the more stat you get, the better they become. I mean, same can be said about anything, but proton beams are ridiculously powerful right out of the gates, and you don't have to put anything into any stat other than just throwing on power. So, I mean, my EV, I think, is like, this is like level, I'm level 48, right? In insane mode. Look at my EV. 400 power. Oh, yeah. Crazy, crazy. Dropped. Thank you so much for becoming a member as well. 2 new members today. I'm not sure that ever happened. I think that might be a channel first. Thank you an absolute ton. See, we got 18 DU left. Well, this lane we're going to end up ignoring. So let's put... let's go with a ensnare and an electric up here as well. And that leaves me 10. For a DPS monk in Massacre, I personally would use a giraffe. You get more DPS out of a giraffe because of you're going to have your hero boost up, and your stats you get on your giraffe from the hero boost are pretty insanely helpful. I wouldn't use a DPS pet on a monk, to be honest. It's just disappointing compared to using it on a squire or a warden. It's not like DD1. You know, monks don't rule the roost anymore as far as pet boost go. Squire and warden do. Well, I mean, without mana regen, you wouldn't use it. You 100% wouldn't even consider using a DPS pet. And then with mana regen, you just want your boost up anyway for your regular attack. I got a rock on this account earlier. It rolled with like 200 and something vitality. So, I mean, needless to say, I'm not using it, but yeah, I got me a rock. Going with the giraffe, though. Going with the giraffe. Needs more juice. There's some up there. I mean, a cat or a giraffe are just a good choice on any hero that puts out decent damage. So a lot of that will be dependent on what you get, the quality of what you get. If you've got a really good giraffe and all you've got is a crappy cat, then a giraffe might be your best bet. Or if you've got a really good cat and all you've got is a crappy giraffe, then a cat might be your best bet. Pretty much all the builds are the same right at the moment. Project Saren, it's Wisp spam with other stuff added in. I would suggest using sludge launchers along with your Wisp spam. Seems quite powerful. But a 4-man keep run is all about the other 3 people. If you have 3 other people that are competent, that understand the game and have decent gear, it's going to be a super duper smooth run. If you just open it up to the public and people that go join in that probably shouldn't even be playing it at all, but they've got it unlocked so they can join your map, those folks are only going to hurt you. No. Oof. Almost duffed it there. Sludge is so strong. I mean, it does really, really good. I checked it early game here. I was going to use the sludge a little bit in this playthrough, but it just shoots so slow. It's like every 6 seconds or something. Just crazy, crazy, crazy bad. There's a ton of public builds posted. But, I mean, like I said, the public map experience is just not a good one. People can do things that will cost you the run, and it's always going to happen in public matches. 2-player is the sweet spot. And obviously, if you're going to do 2-player, you're probably going to be doing it with a friend. And they're either going to know what to do or what they're doing, or you can tell them what to do and they'll listen. But public matches are all about the luck of the draw. You know, you might get a really good group. You might get a group that makes you want to uninstall the game. And there's a strong chance of the latter. I'm not used to non-rifted weapons. You got to go through and smack everything that is immune to fire damage because I'm using a fire weapon. So what, I got to get to level 60 to be able to upgrade things fully. Ooh, we had some skelly issues there. I didn't realize. Knocked a mage into the left core from the path up top. It's just there's a big mixture of players in Dungeon Defenders is the thing. You get a lot of players that are just here because they like the art style or whatever, and they just want to run around and shoot stuff. Well, in a lot of cases, a player like that is not going to really add to your experience in an endgame situation because they don't understand. They don't know why you're building the way that you will, you know? And it's no offense to that person. They're just trying to make Dungeon Defenders Warframe. And, you know, obviously that's not what it is. Oh, we are melting this fool. Holy crap, man. His weapon upgrades. Or I guess there's the difference between a campaign ogre and a survival ogre. Because the survival ogres were way more difficult than that to kill. I just sit there and spam repair the wall. What's going on there, MD Gamer? How you doing? We are just about there. And this brings us along. What's up next? Ramparts, huh? The ramps. We get to deal with 6 million. Actually, in campaign, it won't be that bad. All the birds. Them birds. You got your first guard in Ancient Saint yesterday? Nice, Atomic. Grats, dude. So my wife and mother-in-law and my sister-in-law went ziplining today, and it sounds like it was completely badass, and I missed out big time. It was 7 zip lines. It's over by Spokane somewhere. With 7 zip lines, you have to like hike up this mountain, and then you take 7 different zip lines down, and it just sounds like it was really, really fun, and that I missed out big time. See, with things being clearable by a single person, what's the argument for having public games in DDA? What would you think could make it a more appealing option to have pubs versus only grouping with friends? If you could build the map and open it to public, like you could in Dungeon Defenders Eternity, and that you could kind of do with DD1. What's up, Bluffer? How you doing, man? I think that would make public games way more common. Playing with others makes it less boring. It just depends if, you know, who the other is, you know, in their performance. I don't know. I mean, I'm rather negative about public matches, as you can tell, but I have also been seriously trolled in public matches. I'm doing good, man. I logged in earlier to Diablo. I didn't see any of you guys on. It's too late. I finally started my seasonal character for this season, and I logged in. There wasn't one person in the clan online. It's too late. Everybody like, nope, we done. No, you can do certain maps. You can do things that will lose the map. You know, pulling ogres to the wrong place, or doing the wrong thing on the boss. Standing on tower stacks when the Demon Lord comes out and throws his fire down, and the fire destroys your towers. I mean, there's just trolly things that people do, and it happens to me frequently. Basically, it's one of the things that, in my opinion, makes Warframe's public games so good. And that is, one person can't one person can make it so that other people will have a worse experience, but one person can't straight up make you lose. Shy of a spy mission. But, you know, everybody knows don't do spy missions public. But yeah, one person can't make you lose. Like one person, if one person on the team in Warframe knows what they're doing, then you're going to have a successful map. Or a successful run. You just are. You know, it only takes one person to get the job done. The other 3 people can be complete dead weight and can just do all the wrong things constantly. You know? Not that I'm saying every public map is like that, don't get me wrong, but I just get it a lot. You got hooked doing Mythic Plus and WoW, didn't even play PoE's New League. That's fair. I have avoided WoW Classic like the plague. Because I know I would have gotten way, way, way too addicted to it. Like I was back in the day when it was originally here. So, I mean, I've got a large portion of our old clan from way back a decade ago actually got together and were playing Classic WoW, my son included, and I did everything I could to avoid it. All right, Dakota, take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy whatever you got to get done today. The stuffs and the things. Let's see, we got 44 left. I almost feel like we should throw in a little last resort up here for the flyers since I'm constantly ignoring them. I mean, why not, right? Since I refuse to acknowledge their existence. Something nice playing with capable people is that you don't always need to be the person building as well. Oh, for sure. Now, if you're speed running, you know, of course, it always benefits to have multiple builders. But for just general play, you know, you take turns or whatever. I build this map, you build the next map, whatever the case is. It gives people time to run and make a sandwich. Nothing wrong with some quality sandwich making time, you know what I'm saying? Let's go with an ensnare and an electric up here. We got 12 left. What do we want to do with the 12? Well, I mean, that's three more wisps, right? Let's go 1, 2, and we'll put number 3 down here. And away we go. You build, I make you a sandwich. It's only fair. It's only fair, right? Die, Flappy Birds, die. Speaking of, I mean, I know these wisps are going to handle them, but I feel like I should probably get a few upgrades on them. Wave 3 next up, we got... Is that the throne room next already? Holy crap, man, we're only an hour into stream. I might end up getting my way up to level 70 here on stream today. Fair enough there, Wayne. Fair enough. just spam it around here. I think we'll just let it fly. Get a little more juice. More juice, please. Thank you very much. He's a fire resist. Whack. Nothing a little arcing device can't solve. The Hunter's Traps, there's a problem with their rate. Defense rate is not scaling properly, is the issue. They haven't even acknowledged it yet. Which, I mean, I know there's been people complaining, myself included, but Chromatic, I haven't even seen them publicly acknowledge that there's an issue with them, but, I mean, clearly not designed that way, you know? Aramir put 12,000 rate on them, set up a rate Huntress with 12,000 rate just to see if he could get to the cap, and still couldn't get to the speed cap. I mean, that's wrong. You know, just requiring 12,000 rate, even if that did get him to the speed cap, it would be wrong, and he still wasn't there yet. So, I mean, I'm sure it's something that they'll look at, you know. And a wave of 5. Here we go. I tell you, this is why I encourage people to dip into survival. Is it just makes the whole campaign experience just super duper smooth and pretty chill, really. You know? Just not sweating it at all. I mean, you have to go through it. You have to go through just to get the unlocks, right? So why not just make it the smoothest experience possible? He said that they get a rate nerf in Massacre. That feels like a pulled out of buttocks answer to me. I don't know. Phil's not here to defend himself, but that seems like an answer freshly removed from the backside. If you know what I mean. Of course they get a rate nerf in Massacre, but that still doesn't mean it would take it down to an unreasonable level, and that's where they're at now, is an unreasonable level. You know. Yeah, the giraffe, all the pets do a little thing. Some of the animations are better than others. They did a good job with the giraffe animation for sure. You gotta remember too, y'all, Phil is an engineer. Although I blame him for literally everything, he doesn't do any design. He doesn't design any of the game. He's the guy that makes it happen, makes the buttons work. He's not the guy that creates any of this stuff, you know? So, I mean, I like to give him a hard time just because he takes it well. But he's not the guy to make those specific things happen. I'm guessing probably not, but you know, you never know. All right, what's in the box? We got some offhands we're never going to use, bunch of random blue stuff. I think I got my loot filter changed now. Well, you know what? Let me uncheck rare too. We just don't want any more blue stuff. I'm filling up my inventory with junk. Oops. Did I get it? Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm filling my inventory up with too much poo. Poo is never good. Yeah, look at all this crap. Holy shit, man. There we go. All right, off to the throne room. Rare polearms seems insanely rare. Well, I mean, if it's got rare in the word, Andreas, shouldn't it be extremely rare? Let's see. Oh. We're gonna have to, how are we gonna do this one? Because the range on the wisps is not gonna be very good to hit these side lanes, I don't think. Actually, it seems like it might. Let's go, let's just go like this for wave 1. How is it? Yeah, it's getting up there. It's not great coverage, but after a buff beam and a few upgrades, it might do okay. We'll do the same thing over here. Leaves us a little bit of buff beam action left. Go 3 there. We can get 1 more buff beam just to get through wave 1. Or no, we can't. We don't have enough mana. Oh, you meant blue quality loot. I thought you were talking about a rare drop, like the old 5 projectile drop or whatever. I don't know. I never paid much attention to it, to be honest with you. I usually end up not really giving too big of a crap about blue. And I usually skip the quality there. And go right to the epic or even the legendary if my level allows it. Alright, let's see. Let's go 2 more there. I think this might be my first gas trap map. I haven't used gas traps yet. I think this might be the one. What do we got left? We got 54. We want to get 2 more wisps right here. Let's just get this top area built, and then we'll take a look and see what's left. Well, let's see. I mean, I just sold everything, so that's not a very good, example. I could have looked before I sold everything. Why is Sunbeam armor stat good? I don't know what you mean. Is that what the fire set is called? I haven't heard of that one. I'm assuming that's the one that's the increased fire damage, but I'm not positive. I can't think of any reason it would be good. Oh, Sunder Armor. Sunder Armor is a raw damage increase, and it stacks 3 times. So you can get up to like 25% increased damage from that passive. I mean, it's just one that I personally like. There's several good ones. You know, the people seem to be pretty happy with Detonate. Yeah, if you have it with Irradiate, you've got a damn fine piece. I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to get and can't seem to. So if you've got Irradiate and Sunder Armor on a weapon, that's good. I mean, I would love to have that on both my weapons on my Rogue. Alright, let's see. We got a little bit of coverage on the side lanes, but just not a whole lot. See, and we still need, well, I mean, it still might perform better than higher weapons until you get a super high roll one, you know? Let's see here. Is this the start of the gas trap? Well, let's do it. Let's gas them there. We'll gas them here. Gas them, gas them, gas them, and gas them. We'll gas them right here, too. And then it leaves me one left. We can just throw it, a 1D reflect beam, just anywhere. Here, we'll throw one right here. It's hit and miss. A little hit and miss. The old visit there. Well, you just got to use the best thing you have there, David. It doesn't really matter until you get to Massacre mode. There are no really great weapons in Nightmare, so you just use the best thing you got until you get to Massacre. I've got it pretty easy because it's my sister-in-law and her husband. So, I mean, not to be rude or anything, but it's not my problem. So I can just walk in the other room and ignore it. If it was my sister, then, of course, it would be my problem. It happens there, David. It happens. Our dogs, one of ours, the little baby, Rodeo, that gets all the attention, he doesn't like it one bit. He actually was yipping at him a little earlier today. I was kind of chuckling. Oh yeah, they get thick, Sean. They do indeed get thick. Now, in Act 3, I want to grab a paintball gun from Rift mode. In my opinion, it's the only reason to do Rifted mode early, is to get a weapon. And any Act 3 Rifted map guarantees a paintball gun drop. But of course, it could very well be a POS. But it would be a POS that I would love to have right now. All right, well, have a good night. Thank you so much for swinging by. No, I'm not going to do Glitterhelm because that would be a map that, you know, remember, I'm trying to do it in a few possible maps as possible. So by doing any Encore map, you would be adding an extra map to the pool. So I'll do it on a map I have to do already. Like, it'll probably be either Royal Gardens or Prom. One that I've got to do regardless. And then I'll do the same thing in Nightmare mode. So I'll use whatever Rifted paintball gun I get to get me through all of the rest of Insane, and then through Nightmare campaign. Doesn't do very much damage, huh? Get wrecked, Ogre. My range on the Dryad or on the Warden is probably maybe 50-ish now, something like that. I mean, it's a first-time playthrough, so it's super duper low. I'm guessing it's probably like maybe 50. I don't know. I'll look here after the map. It's certainly nowhere near 100. I did put a bunch of points into it. But yeah, it's super duper low. Oops, I upgraded the roots. That's alright. What, 9 levels away from getting to the max upgrade point. Alright, here we go. Boss time is upon us. Well, for my monk, I've got everything dumped into range, like literally every point. Because all I've been using, up until now, the only thing I've been using is Ensnare Rs. So literally every single point straight into range. Oh my god, this poor bastard is just going to get face rolled, isn't he? How we doing? We got an ogre coming, but it is ogre anyway. I got 2 achievements, to the rooftops and through the crowded keep. Let's check out our bracer drop, because remember this one, you're guaranteed bracers. This will be my first bracer drop, a pretty good one too, really. In fact, I think I'm going to throw that on the Warden. Let me see, what do I got? What do I got? 97 is the range on my Warden. Let's go ahead and equip those bad boys right now. And we are on to Act 3. Holy crap, man.
With the throne room and shambles.
And we're going to the Arcane Library. How the loot coming along? Looks like everything has been selling. We're up to 5 million. DD2 is extremely pretty. DDA is a better designed game. If they could have made the perfect game, it would have been make a game that's like DD1 and make it look like DD2. But they just couldn't seem to fit that into their schedule. I think DD2 is gorgeous, but DD2 has a really trashy end game, and the monetization is very, very bad. But, boy, they spent some money on the way it looks, because it is a pretty mofo, right? Well, let's just go right here. I'm getting into Massacre. Did you say there's a specific weapon to go for when using the Huntress? Yeah, any boss weapon. Massacre, it becomes all about boss weapons for every hero. So 100% same as with the Huntress. It's all about the boss weapons. So the best one would be from the Keep. The second best one would be from the Summit. The third best one would be from Alchemical Labs. So you want the boss weapons, 100%. On every hero, not just the Huntress. It's a good game. DD2 is a really good game, but it's got a really bad end game. And the free-to-play, the monetization system just destroyed the game for many, you know? That's the downside. But it's a fun game, don't get me wrong. Let's see. Get 2 more over here. I mean, I played the damn game for 10, 12,000 hours, so I'm like remember my critique of the game comes from many years of watching it develop and watching in disappointment as things took place. So you got to realize that as well. The people that are still really diehard fans of DD2 that are still streaming it and everything are streaming it because they just straight refuse to play other games. On stream anyway. So, or they're newer. If they're newer to the franchise, then they don't know about all the years of trendy and exactly how that affected the player base. There's a reason Chromatic, when they became Chromatic, they wanted to switch their name and get rid of Trendy. And it's not because somebody else owned it. It's because they want that name to be buried, you know. Bad mechanics. It's a bad design. It was designed with monetization in mind. DD2 is a game about getting shards. Well, for the low price of blah, 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 you can have whatever shards you want. Or it's a game about grinding mods and crafting materials. But for the low price of blah, 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 you can upgrade all your mods to 10 of 10 and get all the crafting materials you need. So it's a game that monetization screwed the entire game. It's a bad design that was designed by a bank. You got to remember, it wasn't even game developers that designed DD2. It was literally a bank. It was a company called Insight Venture Capital. Does that sound very game designy to you? That's who was in charge of the design for DD2. I mean, and it's fun. So like I said, remember that my critique comes from years and years and years of being let down by it. Not the fact that it's not a fun game, because it is a fun game, but it's a fun game with shitty systems, a bad end game, and a terrible reputation for screwing the community for years and years and years. Stage 1 mini boss, what's up? You know, some people prefer not to mention those things or not to recognize those things exist. But as a human being and an adult, I refuse not to, you know. They did dirty. They did dirty shit. Straight up dirty shit. So, anyway, I don't want to make this a rant and rave about DD2 and exactly what all Trendy did to screw people over. So, let's talk about ponies instead. Ponies. Oh, when it comes time to get the pitchforks, Bluffer, I will come by. I will swing by and grab you. For sure. Ponies smell? They only smell when they shit. they're dropped. As long as they're not shitting, they don't smell. I'll probably end up doing that one, or when it rains. I'll probably end up doing that one on stream at some point there, Shez, but obviously I'm not in a position to be doing any of that now. Why, yes, but of course, everyone is allowed to get their pitchfork, Andreas. I'm sorry. I had to tab out for a sec. So how many of you guys have played it on the Switch? I'm thinking, well, I'm hoping that update tomorrow is going to fix any issues. Uh-oh, we got Ogreliciousness. Reaving Tempest. You got an entry-level Godly Giraffe? Remember, the Godly doesn't mean anything. So don't worry about it if it's godly or transcendent. Use whatever's got the best stats, you know? Number of upgrades does not affect the quality of an item. Whether it's godly or not is 100% based off of the item power of the item. So that's another big, a big misrepresentation that the community believes, is that it's tied to number of upgrades. That is not the case. Well, I mean, if it's got better stats, it's got better stats. Use it up. Exclamation Discord in chat. We'll give him a link to join the Discord server. Oh, you're only 74. Boo. We'll get you 4 more levels there, David. It's just that easy, man. Go get 4 more levels. Oh, shoot, we're level 53 now. I still didn't put my points in yet. I'm going to end up having like 50 points to put in or something on every hero. Stats are about to get inflated, y'all. Well, I haven't changed a piece of gear, so I'll go through the stats I'm at now, just to show where I've been at through the playthrough this far here today, because normally I show them at every map, but I haven't been changing any gear, so... What you gonna do, Ogre? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. So what's next? Next up is Royal Gardens, right? Is that the one we want to do Rifted? Or do I want to do Prom? I feel like I should just do Prom. I think that one might be easier. Get that fatty fusion weapon and start really shredding fools. Assuming I get a decent or a usable one, of course. I could get a big old POS that's not usable at all. Well, yeah, that's true. I could do Gardens and Prom. That's a good thought. So let's head on out to Tavern. And I'll show you guys where I'm at as far as gear. So here is my Rogue. Everything dumped into attack, basically. And I'm going to continue that with these unspent points right into attack. Here is my Warden. I've got 35 points. I've been spreading those evenly between power, range, and rate. And you see my range is down a little bit low now. You know what? I'm just going to go those extra 5 into power. Here is my monk. So I've been dumping everything into range for the most part. I just started going into power when I started using electric auras. But everything prior to that has been into range. And I'm going to continue on that here with even more range. And then we've got our EV. The EV, all power, all day. I was using proton beams early in the playthrough, and those scale really poorly with rate, and then get nothing from range. So everything into power on the EV. And yeah, that's where I was at so far. And let's see. So we want to do a rifted map. Since we want to do a rifted map, the reason we want to redo a rifted map is doing a rifted map guarantees a rifted weapon from the victory chest. Act 1 guarantees a minigun. Act 2 guarantees a face melter, that little flamethrower. And Act 3 guarantees a paintball gun. So we want to switch over and do a rifted just to get a weapon that's going to make... Remember, bosses in regular mode are rifted enemies. So having a rifted enemy or a rifted weapon versus a boss is going to mean you're doing double damage against the boss, and that's going to be good stuff. Now, additionally, if I get lucky, maybe I'll get Irradiate or some kind of really good passive on it. So let's go and do, in fact, let's do it on hardcore too. Let's do insane hardcore rifted Royal Gardens and try to get us a fancy schmancy weapon here. All right, now how do we want to start this off? What do we got for build mana? 500 starting off right out of the gates. And we also have a build timer. So we're going to want to be conscious of that. Let's go just a couple of wisps here, a couple of wisps there. Now we'll do the same thing here. Actually, I feel like I'm spending too much. Here, I'm going to go 2 different trees or roots. I'm going to put one there and one here. And then on this side, we'll put the one root there, and we'll grab 2 wisps there. That leaves me enough for 2 wisps here. I got 15 seconds left, so I better get to it, huh? We'll pop back on our rogue, and we are in rifted mode now, so we're going to have to pay attention to the increased range on the archers, all that business. I think the archers are the worst part. Now, Dark Elf Warriors are not a thing until Nightmare in Rift mode, so there will be no Dark Elf Warriors at all. A paintball gun is better than a minigun, but the minigun is the minigun's the Act 1 weapon, so you're guaranteed to get it on a rifted map in Act 1. Oh yeah, that range is way out there. All right, let's see. Let's just go 2 more wisp dens there. We'll go 1 more there. Let's get 2 more in down here. We got 30 seconds. Let's get 1 more here. And then where do we want to go? Well, we got plenty left for auras and whatnot, so we'll get those next wave. Let's just go ahead and G it up, and we'll save up the mana we get here. Try to get it collected this time. I didn't do a very good job collecting last wave. Act 4, it's that new weapon. I can't remember what it's called. It's not very good, but it is usable. All right. 50 seconds. Let's grab some auras, and then with whatever's left, we'll throw down buff beams. You actually get spammed with that weapon. I can't remember what the weapon's called, but you get spammed with it in Act 4. And then here, since I got baby aura size, we're going to go one on each side. Ten seconds left. We'll hold off on the buff beams till next wave. And just let it fly here. Yeah, the Woodland Whisperer. I think that's it. You get a bunch of them. Like, if you run one, you do one Wave 23 survival start, you're going to end up having, like, 3 of them drop. Come on, be a shiny ass, bad ass paintball gun. You know you wanna, you know you wanna. Got some big old gobus here, huh? Six more. Where are they at? Goblins, all goblins. They're creeping now. They doing the slow walk. All right. So we need a buff beam here, tying all this together. We need one up here. That's going to leave me what? It's going to leave me 17. Hell, this map, I'm barely going to even get it built out before it's over. This hero is really cool. It's super fun to play. It's got a lot of mobility. Got a lot of cool things like stealth. The little spin ability is really cool. Now that was a Rifted Dark Elf Warrior, and so is that. So that patch that said it removed Rifted Dark Elf Warriors prior to Nightmare. Or maybe it said prior to Insane. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. They claim to have taken those out. That was a while ago. Well, hopefully I don't get too many of them in Wave 5. Oh, wow. They definitely aggroed to this point, though. Well, there's no non-rifted enemies in Rift mode now, though, is the thing. Or is that the exception to the rule? Supposedly, every enemy in Rift mode is a rifted enemy now. But there was an update not that long ago, before the keep and everything was added. Yeah, I'm just not even going to get the rest of the map built. That's all right. before the keep and everything was added that said it removed Dark Elf Warriors from Rift mode prior to Nightmare. But it may have said Insane. Like I said, I may have got that wrong. It may have said they were removed below Insane. Which, I mean, that would be fine, right? They're actually not that bad now that I've got a weapon upgraded. Having them on, like, medium and even hard, for that matter, was a little bit over the top, I think. But Insane, if you're doing Insane, then you either know what you're doing, or you've already got a little bit of gear. Shoot, man. Did I lose everything? I lost everything down here. God dang it. Snoozing on the ogres. I'm going to have to watch this lane. I mean, it's all trash mobs now, so it shouldn't be that hard to deal with, but gonna have to watch it. Watching 4 or 5 Dark Elf Warriors jumping off a cliff on ramps. Hell yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that sight. That is a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. Looks like we're going to get the win here, and hopefully can get a decent weapon. Alright, I want to loot on the Huntress to guarantee I'm going to get a crossbow. And let's see, I want to see that beautiful thing land right on the ground in all of its glory. Watch it, it's going to be common. Oh, it's epic. Oh, shiny shit, y'all. Woo, damn. Alright, I got 7% fusion damage on it. That's not what I was hoping for, but that's a shiny mofo right there, y'all. Let's head on to Tavern and test this bad boy out a little bit. Alright, so this is what I've been using. And let me let this dummy reset. Here, we can just go to this one. It's what, about 60,000-ish DPS? But the thing is it's AoE. It's doing splash damage, so you see the enemy next to it is taking damage too. The paintball gun, however, let me lock that so I don't accidentally sell it, and let's upgrade it as well. Ooh, 4 mil. Woo! The paintball gun should beat that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, it's all single target damage now. But that's what? 60%? It's like a 60% damage increase right there. And then remember, if it's a rifted enemy, which all bosses are rifted, then I'm hitting for double. But plus, this thing's just got really good accuracy. You know, it sprays it around a little bit, but they all hit within the reticle, you know. I like it. I like it. Vitality and attack. Didn't get all 3 stats on it, but, you know, I mean, can't be picky. Now, since I just spent all those millions, I don't feel like I should do another rifted. All right, Tawny Man, take it easy. Have a wonderful evening. But yeah, we're dishing out the pain now, y'all. We are bringing the pain. So let's continue on along. Next up is the prom. We're going to turn these back off. Well, I mean, there could be something buggy with it. That statement was from when Rifted mode was first released. And God knows there's been bugs and issues. Well, I mean, the highest DPS would be the Squire, as far as bursting damage. The highest, that would be the highest melee, and then the highest range DPS would be the Rogue. Their best is kind of a, you know, what do you want to play? Best would be different for everyone. To melee fans, there's nothing that compares to the Squire right now. To range fans, the Rogue is pretty damn good. So, I mean, what do you want to play? That's the question, really. Right, I think we're just going to straight up spawn camp this. And if I remember, I'm not sure if they changed it, but it used to be set ogre lanes here on this one. I'm spending way too much, huh? Gonna have to be careful here. These last two, I'll only put one wisp. You can go with DSTs, or you can build wisps so that they'll hit the boss if your DPS is a little light there, Nerfless. Is there voice for DDA on there? No, there's not. If you mean like a voice over IP type setup, there is not, as far as I'm aware. Oh yeah, you might want to just build for it then, Nerfless. You can build so that either like DSTs or wisps are going to hit the boss when you down them. That may be the way for you to go. I know what you meant. Little voice chat, yeah. There's no voice over IP on any of the consoles. Like, everybody on PC uses Discord. Most people on Xbox uses just the Xbox built-in Xbox voice over IP. And then I'm not sure if Switch even has anything like that, to be honest with you. I'm going to be a Switch player starting tomorrow. I can't wait. Tomorrow's the big day for the Switches. It gets the Lycan King update. And that's confirmed, too. They discussed it on Twitter. Well, maybe there is then, Frank. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't played not a single... I haven't even installed the game yet on the Switch. I am that new on the Switch. But yeah, man, I'm starting my my Switch account tomorrow. I got my Switch charging right now. It's sitting on the little dock charging up right now as we speak. Looking forward to it. Trying it out. Let's see. Let's just do this at every lane. I want to see what sneaks by on us. See what gets sneaky. Nope, I forgot to put more wisp back here. Don't have enough for another. We'll finish it out here next wave. Yeah, you can add me on the Switch. I got no friends on the Switch, Frank. I think I only got like 2 friends. Maybe 3. I think like Theoden. I think David Stang. And then I think Dizzy Diana. I think that might be my only Switch friends. Or Shelly Lynn, Critical Star on the Switch. I got her as a friend too. But yeah, man. Feel free to add me. I am a complete Switch nub, though. Fair warning, I may not be the strongest teammate, Frank. I'm guaranteed to miss and shoot the sky, and all kinds of other shenanigans. I can't aim with a controller. There's a long list of things that I do very poorly on console. All right, let's get it all beamed up here. Well, good Lord, Sophisticus, it's because they got that weird friend thing. If Switch had a normal, like, I mean, on Xbox, I never have a problem finding anybody. You know, if I want to look up Fisk on the Xbox, I look up Fisk and I find him. Switch has that weird thing with all the number codes and all that. And I mean, and Steam implemented it. And I'm assuming Steam implemented it completely because of the Switch. I have no idea what my friend code is, Frank. You'll have to ask me after the stream. I've got zero clues. Zero clues. See, I just, that's the thing I don't get. Like, why can't you just type in juice bags and find me? Every other platform you can, but not on the Switch. That's the one thing that just feels really wonky to me on the Switch. You gonna play a little Lycan's Keep on the Switch tomorrow, Soph? The Lycan's Keep update hits the Switch tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow. I'm assuming it'll be in the morning. And they confirmed that today on Twitter. So it's happening. It is happening. I mean, if you've already got a set put together, you wouldn't want to put it onto a you wouldn't want to put it onto a non-fusion set because you would lose your set bonus. But if you've got a fusion set, say you got fusion electric auras or strength drains or whatever, I mean, I don't see any harm in that. Ooh, that gas trap burns some charges quick, huh? Wow. Maybe Huntress needs Fort. Needs Fort badly. Good Lord, man. Well, I'm hoping that update tomorrow fixes that. I'm assuming it's going to run great on the Switch tomorrow. Because remember, this is the update that changes all those changes, the mob counts and all that stuff. I hope it runs good. I haven't seen it run yet, though. I hope it runs good, because you know I'm going to bitch if it runs bad. Nintendo said it could take years for them to get online done correctly. Oof. Why, though? Why? You know Nintendo's got some engineer insider stealing all the code from Xbox and Sony. You know they do. Just like Xbox and Sony got one stealing it from Switch. That's the thing is, there's more Switches in the market right now than there is Xbox Ones. Switch is big. And then it's Nintendo. I mean, before even making the Switch, they were big. You know what? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, but I think Steam may end up embarrassing Nintendo a little bit with that Steam thingy they got coming. I played Smash Brothers, yeah. I've got a Switch right there, right over there, charging up on my little cradle right now. I'm going to have 1 million updates to run for it tonight. I still haven't installed Dungeon Defenders on it yet either. And my trap just blowed up. Thank God it didn't take my buff beam with it, huh? Or no, it didn't. Yeah, it did. Where'd it go? Oh, and there it is. It was delayed reaction. That was so weird. Did you guys see that? The buff beam was completely there, and it showed I wasn't missing any DU. And then rando, out of nowhere, the buff beam blew, and then the DU went. That was very suspect, y'all. Very suspect. We got another ogre over here? We do. Man, ogre's just getting melted by this shiny paintball gun. Yeah, that was really weird. I mean, that had to have been some kind of a latency thing. But, I mean, I'm not playing online. You know? That's the weird part. All right, I want to see how much damage am I shooting for. I'm shooting for 15,000 per shot. 15.02 per shot. Let's see how much damage I do to the Ancient Dragon. Because if I don't do double damage to the Ancient Dragon, then there is literally no reason to do Rift mode prior to Massacre at all. Other than just for your own personal enjoyment. Which, I mean, that's kind of a big deal. So, if you're having fun, then obviously keep doing it. Alright. Oh, I didn't get a set on that, did I? What? Oh, I do have a set bonus on it. Man, I got lucky with the Inspired Assault. Alright, here we go, y'all. The moment of truth. It is time for the summit.
Racing to the rooftops, they turn their eyes to the sky.
Playing through Rifted Campaign and Massacre versus playing normal Massacre Campaign felt easier. Probably because of the reduction in mobs. It's a lot less mobs, right? All right. Should we... How many points do I have sitting? Not enough. Not enough. All right, what's this going to start us with? 700. So why don't we put a tree or roots right there. And we'll 2 buff beam this one. Actually, is that what we want to do? Yeah, why not? We got a shitload of DU on this. We can blow a little. We can 2 buff beam that one. Well, if you're in fusion stuff, you're doing twice as much damage. If you're not in fusion stuff, you're not. See, I think for wave 1, I'll just kill the flyers myself. We got 400 left. Yeah, I just got it. That was the whole point of doing prom. Or doing Royal Gardens in Rifted Moon. But I mean, when you're just starting and just playing through, you're not going to have that unless you know to do that. Alright, let's just go ahead and let it fly for wave 1 here. Yeah, I got me a schnazzy paintball gun here. So it was 15k, right? Let me double check. Yeah, 15.02k. So I should be hitting the dragon for 30,000. Or they made it so that the dragon is no longer rifted. We can have mana for days laying around this place. Well, see, that's the thing, is it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a rifted enemy. That was the whole selling point of Rift mode when they added it. Was it's still viable for non-rifted gameplay because bosses and sirens are still rifted enemies. That was their whole sales pitch, you know? We actually didn't even have any flyers, did we? Did I shoot any flyers? I don't think I shot any flyers. Are we going to have flyers? Let me just throw them back here, just in case. Yeah, we're going to have flyers. That'll give me last resort here, too. So, nothing wrong with that. Actually, I should have done it properly and put the last resort where last resort should be, blocking the path, right? Okay, we got a mad amount of DU left. We only got 500 mana, though. I didn't put a third here. Let's give this one a third wisp. And then we'll go 3 DU. No, I didn't put wisps anywhere, huh? Alright, how we doing? See, we got the buff beam, 3 wisps. We got a buff beam and 3 wisps. We got 2 wisps here. Do we give it a buff beam? Sure, why not? We got 2 wisps over here. We'll give it a buff beam. Then we want 2 down below. But I'm out of juice. Out of juice yet again. The juiceless one. How terrible. Larnus, thank you so much. You were a member before. Well, welcome back, and thank you an absolute ton. I got so much to do with my Switch tonight, y'all. I still got to put my capture card in. I got to pull my capture card out of my old computer and put it in the new one. I got to get my Switch fully updated. I'm kind of excited, though. I'm still debating on the whole, do I try to hunt down a controller? How much are those Pro controllers? You guys know? Are they super pricey? Or are they like Xbox controller range priced? $70, holy shit. You can get 3 Xbox controllers for that? Well, aftermarket ones. They probably don't have aftermarket Switch controllers yet, do they? $50? That's a little more reasonable. Okay, we'll double buff it. Let's go with some auras. How do we want to do our auras? Kind of wanted to put it so it was going to cover this lane too, but my range is just not good enough for that. Walmart has Switch controllers? Okay. Do they have aftermarket ones, you know, Soph, or do you have to get the expensive ones? What a terribly placed set of auras. Good lord, those are not going to do dick. Let me move them down to a more reasonable place. I was trying to get 2 sets of them in, but let's just not. Let's instead throw them right there. They're plenty big enough to get buffed. Well, the minigun it's like a paintball gun that doesn't fire as fast. I mean, what are the stats on it? It depends on the rolls. Power A is making a lot of the aftermarket stuff for all three. You know what I want to get? I think I got to go to Amazon for it. I'm pretty sure Walmart won't have it, but you know, they make a little adapter that allows you to use a keyboard and mouse on supposedly every console. Because like all consoles have keyboard support, but none of them innately have mouse support. But there's some little adapter thingy that you can get that adds that in. You know what we can do? We'll go with, on our 3 ogre lanes. This is an ogre lane. We'll go with a strength drain aura. 0.33 Shez is what you're looking for on the monkey. On the monkey. Pro controller is definitely worth it, and a Nintendo Pro can be had for $60 at GameStop. Well, I mean, there's no options, is there? It's like, get the Pro controller or you're stuck with those Joy-Con thingies. I don't think there's options. You'd think there would be more options for the Switch. I don't have a problem with using the Joy-Cons. Mine still work. My problem is using a controller. My Joy-Cons work fine. I don't, though. And that's where the struggle is. The aftermarket options don't feel great. I mean, that's fair. It was that way with Xbox for a long time before all the aftermarket places got them dialed in. Oh, you can just plug it into the PC and use it? I use an Xbox controller now anytime I use a controller on the PC, but there's very few games I play with it on. Lil Bomber would be a good choice for a fused pet. You get a 3 projectile one. I think you'd have to get the 3 projectile one. But if you got a 3 projectile one, I think it would be a fine choice. Alright, which buff beam is hitting the auras? I can't tell. Wouldn't even need to increase the damage. I mean, that one, I think, that's a cool looking little pet, you know? It's got a fun factor to it as well. It's a shame it's such a disappointment in its current state. But Fusion might fix that. I mean, it's one way to get double damage out of it, you know? Well, it's clearing that joke of a challenge you're doing, Andreas. Put it on a boss and see what happens. Because killing the trash mobs, I mean, my electric aura will do that. You know? It should be 0.63, I think, Robert. I'm not positive on that, but I believe it's 0.63. .65. It shouldn't be 0.65. Or do you have a 0.65? It's 0.63? Yeah, that's what I thought. Such a miserable grind on that to get a good one, though. Happen to farm Summit for it. Especially now that there's just nothing else you're going to use from Summit other than the one or the 2 fusion armor pieces that drop. Well, it's because it's a ranged thing. Only melee will go down under that. All of the range stuff. Well, yeah, that's the only place where you're going to get a good one. The ones that come from the challenge are POS tier. Oh, the dragon procs irradiate from your weapons? That seems a little off. Oh, the gun. The gun does not do as much damage, Suf. People with bad calculators have been claiming that it does, but if you just do the math, because proccing irradiate is not an issue with 0.15 fire rate, it's always up. I mean, you can't shoot for 2 seconds without irradiate being up. It's 100% always there. And the damage output is still better. On the keep weapon. Plus it pierces, which is even more irradiates. Well, then, I mean, if you've got like a god tier summit one, they're close-ish. So if you've got a god tier summit one and a really, really trashy keep one, then yeah, the god tier summit one's going to do more. But if you've got even a remotely decent keep one, it blows it away. But remember, too, the one from the keep is piercing packs. The irradiate being up is a non-issue, because it's always up, no matter what gun you use. Shy of using the throne room weapon, it's always going to be up. But the pierced projectiles will proc irradiate on a whole pack, you know? So, I mean, I would argue that one. The Dragoon does look cooler, and it's more fun. The keep weapon's kind of got a little bit of a blah factor to it, as far as its fun factor goes. You get the boss weapon for looting the chest with the hero you want the weapon from, David. So, like, if you want a crossbow, you do a boss fight, and you loot the chest with a huntress, and it guarantees you a crossbow drop. But yeah, anyway, that 5 times chance to irradiate is more bad math too, Soph. You gotta realize that as well. The summit weapon at the speed cap is 15 projectiles per second. The keep weapon at the speed cap is 6.666 projectiles per second. So it would be more like 2.5 times the chance for irradiate to proc. And plus, like I said, it's always up. So it's getting it to proc is a non-issue. If the damage per projectile of the Dragoon was 2.5 times more... Or no, pardon me. If the damage per projectile from the keep weapon was 2.5 times more the damage from the Dragoon, then they would be equal. But it's not. It's three times plus the damage. On all the weapons I have, anyway, it was. Welcome back there, Dakotas. Welcome back. Yeah, you get any of the... That's where everybody gets their good little bombers from, is from the summit. Nobody has gotten a good one from the challenge. that I'm aware of. I'm sure somebody out there has. But it's a chance to drop on the summit. All right, let's see. Is it going to be 30,000 per hit, or is it going to be 15,000 per hit? Where the hell's he at? There he is. It's 15K per hit. So, yep, that has either been reverted or it was never a thing to begin with. And Chromatic pulled that out of their ass on us. So, 100% bosses are not being treated as rifted enemies as far as fusion damage goes. So that just added a whole lot, or that took away a whole lot of value of doing Rift mode when you're in a position where you do both game modes. Nice, goated. That's beast. But 100% not doing double damage. Well, it's not. That's not the point. They're supposed to be... It said right in the patch notes when Rift mode was introduced that bosses are rifted enemies. So it doing it in a bonus wave versus a non-bonus wave is not the issue. The issue is they said they were rifted enemies, and they're not. Or at least that one's not. You'd have to check the other bosses. I don't care enough to check the other bosses, to be honest with you. Because I never do non-rifted mode, shy of doing, like, new playthroughs. I don't think the bosses are necessarily broke. It's got to be a better sword, right? I got me a gemstone. Ah, crappy sword. Boo! There's a melee weapon. It's POS as well. That's a pretty good monocle, though. 4332. We'll take that bad boy. Let's see our... Oh, and a striking. I can't see needing to use that anytime soon. But it's nice to have. It's definitely worth it, Reaper. Can you see it on stream? No, it doesn't bring my Steam overlay up on stream. This is my second account. I've got 65 hours total played on this account. And I just broke 2,000 on my main account last night. So there's a ton of play available in a game that costs 30 bucks. So yeah, it's 1,000% worth it. All right. Well, there we go. We got our summit completed. So what was that? How many maps was that today? We did, So this was map 7. Or this was map 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're now 16 total maps into this run. And we're ready to unlock Nightmare Mode. We just got to get to level 70. And getting to level 70 is going to take at least one more survival run. Did a Lycan King Rift Summit and had 14... Yeah, it has 14 billion health. Well, I mean, in Rift mode, every enemy is a rifted enemy. In non-rifted mode, bosses were supposed to be rifted enemies, just like sirens are. The question is if you go into a regular Massacre, is a siren taking double damage? Because if not, then it needs to be changed. If they didn't want to make it so the bosses are rifted enemies, that's fine. They should have put it in the patch notes and let everybody know. But sirens should at least still be rifted enemies, right? So next up, we got what? I got one, maybe two. I mean, I could do any survival map now. But I got the late wave starts. Here is the thing. The thing to do would be to go to prom now. Probably. To get the XP. But yeah. Anyway, y'all, that is going to get it for me for today. As I mentioned, I'm going to either chop this one up or I'm going to throw chapters in. At a minimum, I'll throw chapters in tonight. Like, as soon as the video is done processing, I'll get chapters added in. But anyway, that is going to get it for this episode. I'm going to be live bright and early tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. Depends on how soon I can drag my ass out of bed. And I'll be going on the Switch. The sirens are rifted in normal Massacre. All right, so it's just the bosses. So I bet Chromatic doesn't even know. I'll send him a message. But anyway, thank you all an absolute ton. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful start to their week. Like I said, Switch update tomorrow. It's been confirmed on Twitter. So it is happening, no doubt about it. So Switch players will be doing the Lycan's Keep update. Hopefully not too far from right now. Should come bright and early. But yeah, anyway, thanks a ton all. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy.